watching the News Hour first.
Good evening and welcome to the Newshour Agenda. Viewers, if you looked out of the window of the National Capital Region today, the odds are high that you would have seen something similar this morning, a blanket of smog engulfing New Delhi and its neighboring cities. The air quality index in the national capital reached the 400 mark today, with some pockets in Delhi even crossing the 700 mark, which is hazardous as per the AQI scale. But as you might know quite well, NCR has been plagued with hazardous air quality in the winter season over the last few years. But what's even more shocking is that when Times Now stepped on ground to find out what are the steps being taken to combat this pollution, here's what we found.
A humongous smoke tower here in the national capital, but just like the one in the Connaught Place, this one is also not working. Even the screen here is not working. No data is being collected. No air is being purified as of now. Currently in Anand Vihar, the AQI stands in the severe category, that is at 426.
But it appears that our politicians are busy with the blame game. In fact, earlier today, Delhi Environment Minister Gopal Rai almost washed his hands of the blame, saying the situation is actually better in Delhi than the rest of the national capital region. However, what the Delhi government conveniently forgets or ignores is the fact that stubble burning in Aam Aadmi Party ruled Punjab is once again poisoning the national capital.
पूरे दिल्ली के अंदर ही नहीं, पूरे उत्तर भारत के अंदर इस समय जो AQI का स्तर है, जिस तरह से मौसम ने एक ठहराव लिया है, उससे पूरे उत्तर भारत के अंदर एक ही स्थिति बनी हुई है. दिल्ली में तो बल्कि कई जगहों पे अगर 40 स्टेशन देखें तो 4 की स्थिति थोड़ी ख़राब है. बाकी जगह, बाकी अगर NCR के राज्यों से देखें तो उससे बेहतर स्थिति दिल्ली के अंदर है. लेकिन जिस तरह का अभी अनुमान देखा जा रहा है कि अभी जो अगला 15 दिन है वो दिल्ली के लिए काफ़ी क्रिटिकल है.
Now, the BJP is hit out at the Delhi government over the rise in pollution in the state. Interestingly, the issue of pollution has also created divisions in the INDI bloc, with the Congress calling out the Kejriwal government over its failure to curb pollution. Now, for more on this, let's go right across to our guest. Joining us is Basu Swaraj. He's the Secretary of Delhi BJP. With us also is Prabhlot Singh. He's a political analyst. With us is Bhavrin Kandari, member of My Right to Breathe. Vimlendu Jha is an environmentalist joining us on the broadcast. With us also is Sumanth Raman, political analyst, as well as Sanjeev Kaushik, political analyst. Let me start with you first. Sumanth Raman, direct question coming to you, because you know, in the midst of this entire political battle that is taking place between the Aam Aadmi Party, the BJP, the Congress also blaming the Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi for not being able to curb the pollution. It's above 400 and very soon is expected to cross 500 AQI. The main point that is being made by everyone is that why has the Aam Aadmi Party not been able to curb farm fires? If we look at the reduction in farm fires in all the North Indian states, it's only Punjab where even NASA heat map data shows that the farm fires are raging in Punjab. That's a question that everyone's asking. Sumanth Raman.
Okay, Madhav, first of all, we need to look at this whole thing not from a political perspective. Has the Aam Aadmi Party done wonderfully well in combating the pollution crisis in Delhi? No, they have not. Let's be very honest about it. But the whole objective of everybody else seems primarily to blame them rather than resolve the problem. Now, has anybody given constructive suggestions saying that, look, these are the 2-3 things that need to be done and this problem will come down? Let me ask you a question. I have not seen a single debate saying that when Delhi enjoyed very good air quality for 200 days this year compared to previous years, nobody ever said Aam Aadmi Party has done a great job. No, the point really is this is a larger problem. If you just say that stubble burning in Punjab is the only sole reason for the pollution in Delhi, it does not explain a lot of the other areas of the country, also in the surrounding areas, also experiencing pretty bad levels of air quality. Let me give you a few statistics. The air quality is bad in Rajasthan, it is bad in Uttar Pradesh, it is bad in Haryana. So all of it being attributed simply to stubble burning in Punjab. Please ask the experts, ask them to say, oh, that is the only cause for pollution. All other states are blameless.
Let me put it differently, Sumanth
Delhi
Raman. Many
government-
people believe it's the single largest controllable problem. Vehicular pollution, construction dust, etc. are also factors. You're not entirely wrong.
What do you want?
But in terms of how the other North Indian states have curbed the stubble burning, that has not happened in Punjab. And the state government therefore has to bear responsibility. Let me bring in one by one all our panelists. Prablodh Singh wants to. Once again, Prablodh Singh is very well versed. Once again, Sumanth Raman. Let Prablodh Singh, who's a little more knowledgeable about these matters, he knows the situation on ground in Punjab. Let him respond to the points that you've just raised. Prablodh Singh.
Yeah, thank you. So, regarding the point of the politics of pollution or politicization of pollution, well, as a matter of fact, it was Mr. Kejriwal who started it all in 2018 when he blamed Punjab for all the pollution in Delhi, when Aam Aadmi Party was not in power in Punjab. So when Aam Aadmi Party is not in power in Punjab, they go all out and blame Punjab for all the pollution in Delhi. But now, as it's a matter of irony that it's karma. Now Aam Aadmi Party is in power in Punjab and in Delhi, and now all of a sudden they are saying no, it is not Punjab because it's Aam Aadmi Party in Punjab. So how can it be Punjab? When Aam Aadmi Party is not in power in Punjab, they go all out, their Supremo goes all out and says Punjab's stubble burning is responsible for all pollution problem in Delhi. What happens is the pollution travels from Punjab, crosses Haryana all the way and decides to settle in Delhi. That is what Mr. Kejriwal said in 2018, in the month of November only. But now that they are in power in Punjab, they are talking something else. They don't want people to say that Punjab is contributing to the pollution problem in Delhi. Now, it's the politics of pollution is a serious problem, and the politicians should not indulge in that. But it was all started by Mr. Kejriwal.
Okay,
this is something that Aam Aadmi Party needs to address.
Sumanth Raman, it's very laudable, and I to an extent agree with you.
No,
it should not be a political issue. It should not be politicized issue. The point is, Mr. Kejriwal and Captain Amrinder Singh used to get into these slanging matches on Twitter a few years ago. So isn't this double yardsticks, double standards over here, where when you're out of power, you have a different set of expectations. When you're in power and can't deliver, then there are a different set of yardsticks.
Look, Madhav, is the Aam Aadmi Party politicizing this? Yes, I think they are politicizing it as well. But you have to understand that so are the others. So it is not that, constantly Mr. Kejriwal is blamed as if, he has got a magic wand.
Sumanth Raman, who do we hold to account if not the state government? Please tell me. Once again, as citizens, who do we hold to account if not the state government where there is a problem? Please answer my question.
You will have to hold, 1 minute, you will have to hold multiple state governments accountable. You will have to hold the union government accountable. You will have to hold everyone accountable. I am not for a moment saying Aam Aadmi Party government has done a great job on this issue. They have not done it. I am accepting that. But the point is, politicizing is not going to get you anywhere. It's only going to have a blame game, and next year we will be exactly back to square one. The Delhi government has initiated some 20 different measures to try to minimize the pollution, and they have even mentioned it today. They have banned use of diesel generators. They have BS3 cars should not be allowed to ply. They have banned certain
Well, those are not Delhi government. There is the GRAFC norms that have come into place. It's a graded response action plan. But let me bring in Basri Swaraj. 1 second. Let me just bring in Basri Swaraj. Basri Swaraj. One second. Basri Swaraj, here you have Sumanth Raman who says, fine, Aam Aadmi Party government has not succeeded in curbing pollution, but the union government hasn't covered itself in glory either. You heard his statement. Please respond to him.
Thank you, Madhav. Let me first answer what fell from Mr. Raman. Mr. Raman, the reason, it's not a question about politicizing the issue. It's about the Aam Aadmi Party shirking its responsibility. Now, please look at it. Look at certain dates, right? On 18th of November 2020, there's a tweet by Minister Atishi. She says that there is data which tells the Aam Aadmi Party that parali burning or stubble burning is the contributor to pollution in Delhi. In fact, Madhav, your channel reported that 53% of pollution in Delhi is caused by burning of stubble. Mr. Kejriwal himself has gone on record to say that majority of the stubble burning happens in Punjab. So whenever the Aam Aadmi Party gets elected in Punjab, they will do something about the issue. On the 25th of October 2023, the Aam Aadmi Party does a U-turn. Once again, Atishi Ji, Minister Atishi Ji, says that there is no official data, and that is why the Aam Aadmi Party government is unable to formulate a policy to tackle pollution. I have to tell you, do you know that Aam Aadmi Party has spent 68 lakh rupees on stubble decomposers and 23 crore rupees to advertise it? This is absolutely shocking. So they go ahead and politicize the aspect of pollution for their own gain. But when it comes to tackling the situation, they don't do anything. In fact, today, Minister Bharadwaj has gone on in the media and given an appalling press bite saying that Delhi is so small that he can't even find it on a map. Perhaps because the AQI has crossed 541 in Delhi, and Delhi is now practically a gas chamber that Saurabh Bharadwaj is unable to find it on a map.
शॉकिंग शॉकिंग संजीव कौशिक, आप क्या जवाब देंगे? किस तरह के बयान आ रही हैं, किस तरह की टिप्पणी आ रही है? यहाँ पे सांस लेने के लिए दिक्कत हो रही है दिल्ली में, एनसीआर में, और इस तरह के बयान मंत्रियों से आ रहे हैं कि गैर जिम्मेदाराना नहीं मानते आप इसे?
देखिए माधव, निश्चित तौर पे दिल्ली की स्थिति बेहतर नहीं है, और जिस तरह से प्रदूषण फैला हुआ है बच्चों के लिए, बूढ़ों के लिए और हम सारे दिल्ली वासियों के लिए बहुत मुश्किल की घड़ी है। राजनेताओं को काम करना चाहिए, सरकारों को भी काम करना चाहिए, लेकिन ये लगातार यदि एक आम आदमी पार्टी को घेरने का प्रयास किया जा रहा है तो क्या केवल आम आदमी पार्टी के लोग, मेरी बात
जनता किसको अकाउंटेबल, किसको कटघरे में खड़ा करें? दिल्ली में आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार है, पंजाब में आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार है,
उसी पे आ रहा था,
रिस्पॉन्सिबल माने आप?
उसी पे आ रहा,
आप ही बताइए
मैं उसी पे आ रहा था। दिल्ली में तो देश के प्रधानमंत्री रहते हैं, गृह मंत्री रहते हैं, सारे मंत्री लोग यहीं पे रहते हैं। क्या एक जिम्मेवारी केवल एक पार्टी जो आम आदमी पार्टी है उसके ऊपर डाल दी जाएगी? एक्सपर्ट बैठे हैं, एक्सपर्ट से यदि आप जानना चाहेंगे तो वो बताएंगे कि तकरीबन 69% जो पोल्यूशन है वो दिल्ली के बाहर से आती थे, दिल्ली में 31% केवल दिल्ली की वजह से है। जब तक दिल्ली के बाहर से इस तरह की पॉल्यूटेड हवाएं आती रहेंगी, मुश्किल का दौर चलता रहेगा।
वही तो लगातार सर, पंजाब में कुछ करिए, कुछ करते क्यों नहीं?
केवल पंजाब पर इसलिए आप लोग फोकस हैं क्योंकि पंजाब में आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार है।
बिल्कुल नहीं,
लेकिन हरियाणा,
फैक्ट ये है हरियाणा और यूपी ने अपने फार्म फायर्स को बहुत कम किया है सर। आप किसी भी नासा के डेटा,
नहीं करते हैं।
आप नासा की डेटा आज की आपको दिखा देता हूं, उस पे बहुत साफ आपको दिखेगा कि मैक्सिमम फायर जो बर्न हो रहे हैं, दे आर बर्निंग इन पंजाब। इनफैक्ट लेट मी ब्रिंग इन Vimlendu on that. Vimlendu, you are an expert in this area. This argument that we keep seeing coming in from the Aam Aadmi Party, that we are trying and paint them in a particular light because of political reasons, etc. The point is that even today's data, I saw the NASA heat map this morning, and it very clearly shows that the maximum number of fires that are raging, they are in Punjab. They may have reduced it a bit, but other states have been able to reduce it drastically. Somehow that doesn't seem to be the case of Punjab.
Absolutely. So no doubt it is a collective failure because it's a regional problem and not just a Delhi's problem alone. But at the same time, to just think and to really come up with, convenient set of data by the spokespersons of Aam Aadmi Party or sympathizers of Aam Aadmi Party is incorrect, dishonest, and doesn't do service to the air pollution crisis that we are talking about. Indeed, there is an episodic source of pollution which is called parali burning, which is the stubble burning that we're talking about. And in these 15 days, that contributes a lot. As in, it can range from 0% to perhaps sometimes 30 to 35% of contribution. But it is also very, very important, and Aam Aadmi Party government needs to understand that the primary reason why Delhi is polluted and Delhi becomes a gas chamber, Delhi visibly becomes a gas chamber in the month of October and November, but remains a gas chamber throughout the year, is because of Delhi's own problem. So when Mr. Raman talked about 200 good days, it's a false, it's a lie that the Environment Minister of Delhi told to this country day before yesterday, that Delhi had 200 good air days, because the first good air day that Delhi had in 2023 was on September 10th. It's only 45 days ago. There was not a single good air day in October. So I'm not really sure which 200 good air days out of 300 days passed by in 2023 that Aam Aadmi Party minister is actually talking about, or Mr. Raman was actually talking about. So, somewhere people are manipulating data to shirk responsibility. It is everybody's responsibility. It is responsibility of the MCD. It is responsibility of all the state governments. It is also responsibility of the central government. We do not really know who the Environment Minister of India is when the capital of India is actually going through a health emergency or an air quality crisis, but we haven't heard a single word. There's nothing that's been convened by the central government. There's only lip service that's been done by the Aam Aadmi Party government, and perhaps nothing at all by the neighboring other states as well. So it's a collective failure of every, it's travesty of governance, I would say, and everybody sitting here is coughing, has someone unwell in their house, and yet we really hide behind some convenient data, some narrative, trying to save somebody's skin rather than say that it's a collective failure of every political dispensation, every institution of governance, be it the center, state, or the municipal level. That's the only way to look at it. By the way, we're talking about this in 2023. We've had similar discussion last 7-8 years.
Absolutely.
So are we not aware of the problems of pollution or the sources of pollution?
Absolutely.
We know that stubble burning happens, and that's a problem, and therefore, of course, there's been reduction. And despite reduction in stubble burning, if still the map looks red and the sky looks hazy, that means that the problem is extremely bad. 999 is the air quality index, or PM10 levels in various parts of Delhi. Cities would evacuate, cities would shut down, but we have normalized it. We have made it a pollution festival, a pollution tutu meme, and that's what our political class, everyone who is sitting here and talking about it, doesn't understand their own personal responsibility and accountability, and indeed asking question of people in the government. Indeed, Aam Aadmi Party has failed. Indeed, the central government has failed. Indeed, CAQM and EPCA and everyone else has failed, because they only wake up in the fortnight, the pollution fortnight, and go back to sleep once again. There's lack of political will. There's lack of political urgency. And by the way, this is not because we imagine a romantic clean air. It has a public health implication.
Absolutely.
2 million people, 20 lakh people died in India, and mostly in North India, because of air pollution. Do we realize that? Do we realize that every third child in Delhi actually has pulmonological disorder and an asthma? So we are not just, doing it so that, it sounds good or looks good. Everybody is weeping here because their eyes have allergy.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. I couldn't agree with you more. I think you have really argued this and summed it up with the facts and figures that all politicians really need to hear. Because as citizens, it's absolutely outrageous that we've been the world's most polluted city so many times over, and still people don't get it because it's perhaps not a popular issue. And Dr. Sumanth Raman, you are waxing eloquent about clean air. I think you have the environmentalist who has just corrected you and the Minister of Delhi. I will, of course, ask this question to Bharatiya Swaraj as well. But primarily, the state government has to take responsibility, sir. That doesn't seem to be the case.
Yeah. No, I think, Madhav, you please speak to environmentalists who can tell us, look, the state government should have done A, B, C, D,
he just
E,
told
which they have failed to do.
Who do you think was just speaking? Vimlendra Jha is a very well-known environmentalist, Sumanth Raman.
One second.
You may not be aware of him, but he is someone who has spoken very articulately and has given you the facts of what needs to be done.
1 minute. What are the... He has summed it up beautifully, saying it is a collective failure, which I agree 200%. I am not for a moment here defending the Aam Aadmi Party on this issue. They are as culpable, but they are not the only ones who are culpable. And the point I'm trying to make is we need constructive suggestions on if a sizable portion of the pollution is within Delhi, what do we need to do? If
let's get it in right now. Let's get it in right now. This is the second time you're saying this. I think it's common sense. I would think it's common sense of what needs to be done to curb pollution. The sources of pollution need to be stopped. But Bhavrin Kandari, since that's a direct demand coming from Sumanth Raman that we don't have constructive debates, would you like to tell him what is it that the Delhi government can do immediately today to curb pollution?
Absolutely. So I think Vimlendu's really put everything there. I really don't need to, but I'm just going to take this discussion a bit, into the last year or last couple of years. So what is it exactly that happens on the ground is the what we are willing to look at the systemic changes, they are just not there. Instead, say now you are of course saying the union government takes over this huge construction project which starts in the middle of COVID, and the Delhi government gives permissions to cut the trees. This is just one example to tell you how the repercussions then begin. Even as of now, I mean, I've just come from the area where the construction is happening with the new parliament. There is so much dust. Before that, there was the 7 GPRA, then there was the East Kidwai Nagar. You know, my children and the children around here, they still probably have, you know, all the concrete in their lungs that all this construction has done. But we did it, and in order to do that, we did cut the trees, tree cover. You know, right now, I mean, there's so many citizens battling, you know, Aravalis, which is the lungs of Delhi. So these are the things that you're doing throughout the year, and you're talking of you know, that things will change by sprinkling some water or bringing some smoke guns. It's not. Those are absolutely ridiculous ad hoc measures. Of course, you need smoke guns, you need sprinklers, but you need them in every construction site throughout the year.
Absolutely. And in fact,
those are
there
the
are many things that can be done. Why, for instance, diesel vehicles are still plying on the roads of the national capital is something that I just can't understand. That's something that should have happened perhaps long ago. But I'm going to bring in Bansuri Swaraj on this, because Bansuri Swaraj, you heard Vimlendu, you heard Sumanth Raman. What they say is this. What they say is that, yes, it's a public health emergency. Yes, we as citizens in the national capital, and you would have read those reports, are losing 12 years of our life expectancy because of this horrendous pollution that we have to face and endure. The point that they are making is that, fine, the Aam Aadmi Party government has failed. Why can't the centre step in? There have been some meetings a few weeks ago, I understand, at the highest levels of government. But really, at the end of the day, what matters to us is the quality of air that we are breathing. And that hasn't changed for the last 6 to 7 years. Bansuri.
Madhav, it has not changed for the last 9 years, ever since the Aam Aadmi Party government was at the helm of affairs in Delhi. As far as the centre stepping in is concerned, centre has already stepped in. You must be aware, in fact, the Honourable LG has already tweeted that a meeting was called today evening as well. In fact, yesterday on the 2nd of November, the Union government, in fact, the Commission for Air Quality Management in the National Capital Region and adjoining areas has issued an advisory on what needs to be done. The reason it's, as I said, it is not about politicizing the issue. I'm also a citizen of Delhi, so I understand the pain and the plight of everybody, each of the panelists here. But what it is about a thing about shirking responsibility. The Aam Aadmi Party has been in power for the last 9 years. Tackling pollution is something that it was part of their election manifesto. They have been, you know, saying, in fact, Atishi Ji, I remember, had even written a letter demanding criminal negligence prosecution against the Chief Minister of Punjab and Haryana when they did not have, the Aam Aadmi Party did not have a government in Punjab because of the pollution in Delhi. But today, when there is the Aam Aadmi Party government which has been formed in Punjab, there is an Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi. Why is there no consonance between them? Why is there no coordination between them? Why is Delhi still a gas chamber? And as I said, your chamber reported, your channel reported that 53% of Delhi's pollution is contributed actually by stubble burning.
Yes. जवाब दीजिए संजीव कौशिक, जिम्मेदारी क्यों नहीं लेती आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार दिल्ली में और पंजाब में?
जिम्मेदारी कैसे ली जाती है आप हमें बताइए। जब आम आदमी पार्टी यहाँ पे इस
पोल्यूशन बंद करके पराली जलाना बंद करिए,
इस पोल्यूशन के अगेंस्ट में दिल्ली में यदि आम आदमी पार्टी कहती है कि सड़कों पे हम पानी का छिड़काव कर रहे हैं, पेड़ पौधों पे पानी का छिड़काव कर रहे हैं और ड्यूएल लागू कर रहे हैं, यहाँ पे जो कंस्ट्रक्शन
पानी का छिड़काव इसलिए कर रहे हैं क्योंकि पोल्यूशन को कंट्रोल नहीं कर पाए,
काम बंद कर रहे हैं, कंस्ट्रक्शन का काम बंद कर रहे हैं, सारे जो कल कारखाने हैं, मशीन है जिसमें से वो ज्यादा पोल्यूशन निकलता है उस पर हम लगाम लगाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, डीजल और पेट्रोल से जनित जो ईंधन है उसको खत्म करने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं, लगातार वो कोशिश कर रही है। मैं बार बार कह रहा हूं कि ऐसा कौन सा सुझाव दे रही है केंद्र सरकार जिसको आम आदमी पार्टी नहीं मान रही है? केंद्र सरकार कोई सुझाव दे?
छोड़िए, मैं आपसे एक सवाल पूछता हूं, जो 1000 बस आने थे इलेक्ट्रिक दिल्ली में, वो कहां पे हैं?
मैंने कहा कि केंद्र सरकार यदि कोई सुझाव दे और उस पर आम आदमी पार्टी अमल नहीं करे तो आप वो आरोप लगाएगी ना।
आपकी सरकार पिछले कई सालों से कह रही कि इलेक्ट्रिक बस आएंगे, 1500 इलेक्ट्रिक बस आएंगे, कहां है वो 1500 इलेक्ट्रिक बस? जरा बता दीजिए हमें।
दिल्ली की जनता के भलाई के लिए तो कुछ सोचने से ज्यादा उसको लड़ने में दिलचस्पी है आम आदमी पार्टी से। दिल्ली में आम आदमी पार्टी की यदि सरकार है तो भाई आप भी रहते हैं।
इलेक्ट्रिक बस एक बहुत अच्छा प्रपोजल है, मैं मान रहा हूं। अब वो बसें है कहां, ये पूछ रही है दिल्ली की पब्लिक।
दिल्ली की
150 इलेक्ट्रिक बस आपने इनॉग्रेट तो कर दिए, लेकिन वो जो 1500 बस आने थे उसकी बात पिछले 3 या 4 साल से हम सुन रहे हैं।
लगातार आम आदमी पार्टी ये प्रयास कर रही है कि कैसे सड़कों पे जो बोझ है उसको कम किया जाए, कैसे सीएनजी से जनित जो वाहन है उसको लाने का प्रयास किया जाए। लेकिन मैं फिर दोबारा दोहरा दूं कि बगैर केंद्र सरकार के ये एक ऐसा मसला है कि केंद्र सरकार केवल राजनीति में।
केंद्र सरकार को क्या करना चाहिए, आप बताइए। आप बताइए।
मैं वही कह रहा हूं कि केंद्र सरकार यदि सहयोग करे और कहे वो रास्ता दिखाए तो आम आदमी पार्टी
क्या करना चाहिए केंद्र सरकार?
तो फिर आरोप क्यों लगा रही है वो?
क्या करना चाहिए आप बताइए, बताइए ना क्या करना चाहिए केंद्र सरकार को, पूछ लेंगे।
मैंने कहा कि 69% जो हमने कहा कि प्रदूषण दिल्ली के आसपास के इलाकों से आने वाले, वो चाहे यूपी से हो, नोएडा से हो, हरियाणा से हो, इसके बारे में चर्चा नहीं करेंगे, जाके सिर्फ अटक जाते हैं पंजाब में।
क्योंकि फार्म फायर सबसे ज्यादा पंजाब में है। आज की डेट में हीट मैप है, आपको हम दिखा सकते हैं।
भारतीय जनता पार्टी ये चाहती है कि वहां के किसानों के ऊपर FIR दर्ज कर दी जाए और उसको 1-1 लाख रुपए, 1-1 करोड़ रुपए हर्जाने के वाले पुराने फिर उस परिधि में ला दी जाए, किसान विरोधी बना दिया। भारतीय जनता पार्टी
के अलावा और कोई तरीका नहीं है?
तरीका है।
क्या तरीका
है उसके लिए? खेतों में किसान जो अपना पराली काटता है उसी जगह पे काट के उसको खेतों में विलीन करके उसको कंपोस्ट खाद के रूप में
बड़े बजट की जरूरत है। That's the allegation of Sanjeev Kaushik, if I understood it right. Is there no other solution to actually stopping the farm fires in Punjab?
I want to ask संजीव भाई, मैं आपसे एक सवाल पूछना चाहूंगी। हमारे नेता प्रतिपक्ष रामवीर बिढूरी जी और हरीश खुराना जी, इन दोनों ने एक RTI लगाई थी जनवरी 2022 में। मुझे ये बताइए कि 15 करोड़ 80 लाख 15 करोड़ 80 लाख 36,828 इसकी लागत से एक बायो डीकंपोजर स्टबल के खिलाफ लाया गया था और इसका बहुत जरा प्रचार और प्रसार हुआ था। ये डीकंपोजर कहां गया? मुझे ये बताइए, 16 करोड़ रुपए विज्ञापनों पे खर्च क्यों करा गया? Madhav, 15 crores 80 lakh rupees was spent on procuring and buying this decomposer for stubble, and
okay,
16 crore rupees.
I think the question is clear. जवाब दीजिए संजीव कौशिक जी।
सरकार की योजनाएं यदि सफल नहीं हुई या नहीं होती है तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि सरकार योजनाएं बनाए और लोगों के बीच में उसको ले जाने के लिए प्रचार नहीं करे। प्रचार करने के बाद
प्रचार का बजट, योजना के बजट
सफल हो या नहीं हो अलग की बात है, सफल हो या नहीं हो अलग की बात है। मैं लगातार कह रहा हूं कि काम करने की जरूरत है,
जिसमें प्रचार जो एक्चुअल बजट है योजना की उसके ऑलमोस्ट 20 गुना ज्यादा है।
मैंने कहा कि
ऐसी योजनाएं कहां होती है सरकार में? आप भी जानते हैं ऐसा नहीं होता। आप भी सीनियर पत्रकार हैं, आपने भी कई योजनाएं देखी होंगी। ऐसी कौन सी योजना है जिसमें प्रचार 20 गुना ज्यादा होता है एक्चुअल योजना से?
प्रचार की बात छोड़ दीजिए, भारतीय जनता पार्टी, मैंने कहा कि आरोप प्रत्यारोप को छोड़ दे। भारतीय जनता पार्टी 5 किलो के अनाज पर मोदी जी का चस्पा करती है तो उसके बारे में
It's actually very sad that it's actually very sad. You know, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, I think I agree with Sumanth Raman to the extent that this should not be a political issue. This should not be an issue where we actually have bickering over. It's the same air that all of us are breathing. Whatever age, whatever gender, whatever region, whatever language we may speak, it's the same thing that we all breathe in Delhi. We are all collectively having a health emergency or are expecting to have one this winter because of the poor quality of the air over the next 2 months. Yet, unfortunately, we can't find a solution. At the end of the day, we have to ask ourselves, if we consider ourselves a global superpower or at least an emerging superpower or one of the biggest economies, why is it that a small thing like Delhi's air cannot be fixed? I think that's a question that all have to ponder over. I'll have to leave it there. Basri Swaraj, Prabodh Singh, Bhavrin Kandari, Vimlendu Jha, Dr. Sumanth Raman and Sanjeev Kaushik. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us this evening.